All right. Hey, it is Sunday night. Hello, everybody. Wait a minute. All right, there we are. Hello, everybody. It is Sunday night. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. All right. Yeah. There we are. All right. So give me a minute here. I am. Hold on a sec there. Let's see. All right. So yeah. Um. doo, 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 doo. Share. Wait. Whoa. Nope. Hold on. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Oh. Whoops. Okay, everybody. How's it going tonight? Gwen, how are you? Good typical Sunday night, everybody. All right. I'm just like sharing some stuff here, even though we are an hour early. So, all right. So let's see here. Okay. So yes. There we go. All right. Um, hmm. All right. All right. There we are. Uh, all right. All right. So yeah. Let's see now. Your profile pages. There we go. Hello, everyone. So give me a minute here. I am going to. All right. So. Okay. Big Jims Blogcast live. All right. Hello, everybody. All right. So more options. Okay. All right. Share the group. All right. So. All right. So yeah. Anyways, how is everybody tonight? This is Big Jims Blogcast live. It is version 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. Let's see here. Okay, so, okay. Okay, and so, your groups. So, And yeah, I normally appear at 8 o'clock, but for some reason I wanted to go to 7 o'clock just for today. So, anyways, okay, all right. Oh, oh yeah, that's right. Pop culture, pop culture, pop culture. There we go. Yeah, so this is Big Jims Blogcast Live. Oh yeah, all right. Okay. Well, wait a minute. All right. So, and maybe later. Okay. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Hello, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live. I'll switch into another page. Oh, wait a minute. Not now. Not now. All right. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Hold on here. No. All right. Okay. Keep in mind, like, oh, man, I keep pressing the wrong button. Okay. Uh, hmm. Okay. All right, good. Got that going on. Let's see. Hmm. 80s hard rock metal, 80s metal hair bands, 80s metal uncensored. Okay, here we go. We're good now. Not now, not now, not now, not now. Um, okay. So, all right. Switching to page. All right, there we go. Switching profile. So, anyways, welcome, people. Yeah, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live version 4.0, episode 235. And it's around 7 o'clock. It's an hour earlier, which we usually like aired. So, anyways, okay. So, anyways, here we are. Okay. There. All right. There we are. Okay, good. Good to have it back. So anyways, I'll give you my disclaimer. I may say a few bad, dirty words. I may say shit, damn, screw, fuck. If that offends you, go to your safe space, get a Kleenex, because you may hear a lot of that tonight. So anyways, yeah. And I'll get my intro in a minute here. Okay, Big Jims Blogcast Live. All right. So, all right. So, yes, welcome to Big Jims Blogcast Live version 4.0, episode 235, airing on Facebook Live every Sunday nights. Okay. There we are. All right, every Sundays, the occasional Friday, the occasional Saturday night, and once in a while a wine o'clock Wednesday. So, all right. So, anyways, yeah. Now, okay, so we're in our fourth year. We debuted back in 2000 and November of 2018. We are based out of Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. All right, so switching profile. Okay, all right. Okay, so that. All right. So, anyways, we are. Okay. So yeah, we're in our fourth year. We debuted back in November of 2018, based out of Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Big Jims Blogcast Live does craft beer reviews like this one. Tonight's craft beer is called Dark Side of the Moon Black IPA by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. We accompany it by with a we do craft beer reviews. I just showed you the beer for tonight. Over 200 craft brews reviewed on here and counting from breweries across Sarnia, across Ontario, and the U.S. Pair it up with a good cigar like this one. This is a Rocky Patel Royale, real thick. I'll light it up in a minute here. And we pair it with like a spirit. Tonight I'm pairing it with like Crown Royal Vanilla. And so, right on. All right. So, anyways, shortcuts. All right. And so, okay, 35 shares. There we go. Anyways, yeah, if you're on here, just say hello. Yeah, we Big Jims Blogcast Live keeps you informed with local events near you, countdowns, birthday shoutouts to your friends. We talk about classic TV, spin-offs, 1, 2, 3 hit season wonders, canceled TV shows, 70s, 80s, 90s hard rock, one-hit wonders, classic albums, classic guitar duos, classic 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s pro wrestling like the Jobbers, stables, tag teams, the defunct leagues like the AWA, the WCW, the NWA. Classic sci-fi like droid ships, weapons, minor characters. From Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. This week in Van Halen history. Sports, with baseball, football, UFC, basketball, but this year it's hockey with our hockey card hero. All right, ran like 70s, 80s classic, 70s, 80s, 90s classic movies, sequels, prequels, etc. Gong solos like this one. All right, so we can get going there. That is Big Jims Blogcast Live in a nutshell. So turn us on, tune in, enjoy the show. Let's keep it light, fun, fresh. One of the only things that are off limits are politics and religion. So cheers, everybody. And again, I'm going to remind everybody throughout the course of the blogcast that this blogcast is not spam. The audio version will go out later on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor, my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at YouTube, and all these audio listening podcast platforms where you listen to your podcasts. So let's get going. Right on. I want to say hi to everybody when we get going here in the Port Elgin Sarnia groups, Chain Reaction, all the pop culture groups, all the Van Halen groups. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Shared a group. Yep, there we go. Post. There we go. Post. There we go. Post. All right. And so, all right. So, anyways, yeah, and all the Magnum, the craft beer cigar groups, science fiction, Star Wars, pro wrestling, Blogspot, TV and movies, Magnum, the Magnum PI Tom Selleck groups tonight, and the Lynyrd Skynyrd groups tonight. Yeah, so as we, all right. All right, so anyways, let's get going. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So anyways, yeah, as I see, all right, let's see. Okay, so let's get to we will get to our beer in a minute here. We'll get to the birthday shoutouts. We got a lot of them. We got countdowns to go on, local events. Police Academy 3 back in training, Season 7 of Magnum PI. WCW NWA jobber wrestler Randy Hogan. A blink and you'll miss it moment character from Star Wars, Pello some Scrambas. Hockey card hero Calvin deHaan. Rockstar plane Crashes-Lynyrd Skynyrd. This week in Van Halen history, and a double classic album face-off. Van Halen's 5150 versus David Lee Roth's Eat 'em and Smile. So here we go. Boom, let's go. All right, so first off, I'm going to light this puppy up. All right. Mm. Mm. All right. First you don't succeed, try again. Mm. Mm. All right. Mm. All right, now we got that going on. I'm gonna move this ashtray over to here. So all right. Okay. Mm. 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 All right. Mm. Now that's a cigar. This is a Rocky Patel Royale for all you cigar smokers out there. So yeah, what do we got here? Just reading my notifications there. All right. Mm. Mm. Let's see. Where else can I share this? Mm, mm. All right. All right. There we go. There's a few more. Um, all right. So, okay. All right. There we are. All right. Okay. So we're gonna get to our craft beer in a moment here. All right. So tonight's craft beer, it comes to us from. All right. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I see all profiles. There we go. Ah, all right. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hold on here a sec. Trying to expand it. There we go. Okay. All right. So, anyways, our craft beer for tonight, it is called Dark Side of the Moon, and it's by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. And I am trying it for the very first time here. So, all right. And I've got their glass here too. So here we go. Look at that. Look at that pour. All right. So, oh, thick and foamy. It's a black IPA, so better stop now. Look at that head on that. All right. Look at that. There is it. And wait till I wait till that calms down there. Accompanying that, Crown Royal Vanilla. Mmm. Mm. Oh yeah, pretty good. All right, so just reading the notifications here. All right, so anyways, um, okay. There we go. Yeah, so here we go. There we go. We'll top that up some more. All right. So I'm trying it for the very first time. So now before I try it, I gotta say I give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So if you're still around at the end of the blogcast, if your number matches up with mine, feel free to throw a number out. But hey, here we go. Hmm. Hmm. Very dark tasting. Right on. No unpleasant aftertaste to it. No. Okay. Mm. Mm. Very dry. Dry. The words I'm going to use right now are dry. So I'm going to share this with Grey Matter Brewing Company here. Grey Matter. There we go. All right. There we are. All right, I'll just send that to them. All right. So, okay. So, anyways, yeah, Grey Matter. Oh, what do we got here? So, you sent an attachment. Yes, I did. All right. Boom. All right. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Oh. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Um, from Skynyrd in Ontario, Canada, the Grey Matter Brewing Company is Dark Side of the Moon Black IPA, and I visited Grey Matter Brewing Company a while back this past summer on my craft brewery tour. So, anyways, yes, I do give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So, if you guys are still here, you know what, you want to like throw out a number which matches up with mine, feel free to do so. Pleasant dry taste. I got to get more of a read on it later on in the blogcast. That's why I brought backup. All right, so 2 of each. Oh yeah. And when I do craft beer reviews, I don't get all fancy. I don't get like, well, I have this very exquisite tasting craft beer from the ultra conservative. Yes, no. I go with my gut on that. I don't like throw fancy words or shit like that. And so, anyways. All right. So, the Nostalgia Network. There we are. Blogging and vogging. All right. So, pure nostalgia. There we go. Drinking across America. All right. So, all right. Okay. All right. So, all right, people. Yeah. Tonight's cigar is a Rocky Patel Royale. I got that at the Riverfront Cigars in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Just reading a few. Oh, yeah. Well, all right. So make sure, yeah, I usually start at 8 p.m., but tonight I changed it up differently. 7 p.m., good start. So anyways, maybe later. All right, okay. So if you're here, click on, say hello. If this is your first time watching Big Jims Blogcast live, I'm Jim. So anyways, yeah. All right. Okay. So now we're going to get to some birthday shout-outs here. All right. We've got a very long list of birthday shout-outs. Share your story, public. There we go. All right. So anyways, yeah, let's get to them. From October 11th to the October 23rd today. All right. Adam Page, Janine Mather, Timothy Brazil, Melody Hill, Carolyn King Jackson, Jessica Teresa, Brett Kingswell, Matt Mulholland, John Allen Moore, Crystal Weaver, Lucas Burton, Suzanne Neely, Christian Brown, Deb Thompson, Rod Weed, and Peter St. Pierre. Happy birthday, Peter. Happy birthday to all you guys and girls. All right. Okay. Happy birthday to everybody on that. I hope you guys got all you people got your got everything you wanted on your birthday. Okay, tasty cigar there. So yeah, we get going here. We're gonna get to some we'll have countdowns. So anyways, yeah. So, all right. Okay, so we will get to our Police Academy movie sequel. We'll get to season 7 of Magnum PI and a whole bunch of stuff. So, and plus, if you're still around, later on in the blogcast, the ever popular craft beer rating out of 10. If you want to throw out a number, see if that jives up with mine, go right ahead. So, yeah, tonight's craft beer is called, all right, Dark Side of the Moon Black IPA by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Skynyrd in Ontario, Canada. I'll top that up. Look at that, very, very dark. Dark, dry taste. There's no info on the can. All it says is just 6-point alcohol volume. That's it. But very, very dry. dry, dark tasting beer. No unpleasant aftertaste to it. All right. So, chasing it down with like Crown Royal Vanilla. All right. Good. All right. Yeah. So, before I get to countdowns, though, you didn't see me last weekend. There was a bit of a technical issue there. So, I guess there's some people out. I kind of came to the conclusion I was hacked. So, I took some security measures. So, I don't think that'll ever happen again. All right, we can get to some countdowns now. All right, boom. Gong time here. All right, let's see. Halloween. That is 8 days away. Christmas is 63 days away. New Year's is 69 days away. Boxing Day is 64 days away. Remembrance Day is 19 days away. Daylight savings time, that when we turn our clocks back, I think. That's Sunday, November 6th. And I know nobody wants to hear this because of the nice weather we're enjoying today. Winter, that is 59 days away. 59 days away for winter. So, all right. So, okay. So that is it for like countdowns there. We got your birthday shout-outs, countdowns. So, anyways. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Welcome to Big Jims Blogcast Live 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. All right, so yeah, and what are we gonna do? Oh yeah, craft beer review. My craft beer, it's accompanied by like Crown Royal Vanilla on ice. Like okay, very good. All right, our craft beer. It is called Dark Side of the Moon Black IPA. And is by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. And so, all right, well, just top that off right there. Fuck. And, yeah, trying it for the very first time here. Dark, dry taste. I will get a feel of it more throughout the blogcast. I just can't, like, really pin it, like zero in on like the ultimate review, but hey, and later on in the blogcast I give it a rating out of 10, so if you're still here, come on and throw out a number. So yeah. Dark Side of the Moon, Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada, which I visited this past summer. So oh yeah, I want to say hi to not only our friends in Canada, but our friends over in the States, Europe, Japan. As I was told through Facebook that this blogcast reaches like some parts of Japan, Ireland, Britain, various like cities in the U.S. and Mexico. So hello everybody from. Hello world. So anyways, yeah, right on. So, all right. So we're going to get to some local events, but before we do that, I'm going to remind everybody here that Big Jims Blogcast Live is not spam. This blogcast goes live later on Spotify, Anchor, all these audio listening platforms where you listen to your podcast to. So like us, share us, subscribe to us, and my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live YouTube. So It'll go live later on there. So anyways, yeah. So we are not spam. Like us, share us, subscribe to us. Right on. So, okay. All right. So, okay. Whew. Take it down here. All right. I want to say hi to everybody watching the Port Elgin, Sarnia groups, Chain Reaction, all the retro, classic, nostalgia, pop culture groups, all the Van Halen, hard rock groups, the Lynyrd Skynyrd, Magnum PI groups, the craft beer, cigars, Star Wars, all the pro wrestling groups, classic TV and movie groups. Right on. Glad you could tune in and make it. So, all right, dude. Okay, all right. So, good cigar. It is a Rocky Patel Royale. All right. So, okay. Now with local events, I get here they've come back in a big way. So the past couple of years, COVID's really put a damper on any sort of local event. The buzzwords were for these events: hiatus, rescheduled, canceled, postponed, but not anymore. So here we go. All right. Boom. So anyways, Judas Priestess, Saturday, November 12th, 2022 at Ruster in Sarnia. It's an all-female tribute band to Judas Priest. www.ticketscene.ca. Yeah, always a good time at that bar. I like at that music venue in Sarnia. October 29th, let's say, to November 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th November. There are going to be Saturday night dances at the Legion Hall in Sarnia, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. $7 cover charge, classic rock and country, 286 Front Street North. Saturday, November 19th, 8 p.m., Killer Dwarfs, their 40-year still standing tour at Rustic, www.ticketscene.ca. Saturday, November 5th, 8 p.m., Have a Cigar, tribute to Pink Floyd at Rustic, www.ticketscene there. Thursday, October 27th, 7:30 p.m. is a Rolling Stones tribute band at the Imperial Theater, Sarnia. Go to the Imperial Theater's Facebook page for more info. Saturday, October 29th, 8 p.m., Black Gold Brewery in Petrolia, Halloween party. All right, costumes, prizes, craft beer. Black Gold Brewery, nice little brewery in Petrolia. Great beer came out of there. Friday, November 4th, 7:30 p.m., 89 Next, the band at Sarnia Imperial City Brewhouse. Another great brewery there in Sarnia. Saturday, November 12th, our boys in Chain Reaction, you guys. They are at the Sarnia. They are at Sarnia Imperial. Sarnia Imperial City Brewhouse in Sarnia. So look on the Chain Reaction Facebook page or the Sarnia Imperial City Brewhouse page for more info on that. Saturday, Dirt Cheap. Saturday, February 18th, 2023, 7 p.m. at Jeannie Gordon Music Hall in Wallaceburg, $20 per person. It's an AC/DC tribute band. Can't go wrong with that. Saturday, October 29th, 80s Gone Wild. Hair band tribute. $50 a ticket at Rustic Music Hall in Sarnia. What does that $50 get you? Drinks, food, shuttle service, and a costume contest. So right on. Wednesday, November 16th, 8 p.m., the band True Fire plays Eastside Bar and Grill in London, Ontario, Canada. 750 Hamilton Road in London. True Fire, a great band. Oh, yeah. Saturday, November 5th, 9 p.m., Rumblefish, the band at Twisted Arm in Sarnia. So go to the Rumblefish or Twisted Arm Sarnia Facebook page for more info on that. And there you go. There's local events. All right. Boom. There we go. All right. So, anywho, excuse me for a minute there. Who thought that? All right. Excuse me for a minute. All right. Okay. So, whew, that was like a mouthful. All right. So, okay. So we're having fun here, aren't we? It is almost the end of the weekend. Um, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. Um, mm, mm, mm. All right. So, oh man, oh, come on. So, anyways, yeah, we'll get to tonight's lineup is Police Academy 3 back in training, Magnum PI Season 7, WCW jobber Randy Hogan, Pello Scrambas from Star Wars, our hockey car hero Calvin deHaan, rockstar plane Crashes-Lynyrd Skynyrd, this week in Van Halen history, and facing off in our double classic album is 5150 by Van Halen versus Eat 'em and Smile by David Lee Roth. Right on. So we'll get to those eventually. We've got Police Academy 3 back in training. I've got that movie on right now. But before we get to that, I am going to remind everybody once again that this blogcast is not spam. The audio version of Big Jims Blogcast Live is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor FM, all these audio listening platforms. We listen to your podcast. Plus, we've got our own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at YouTube. Right, like us, share us, subscribe to us. We are not spam. I want to say hi to everybody in the Port Elgin, Sarnia groups, all the Chain Reaction, all the pop culture, retro, classic, nostalgia groups, all the Van Halen, classic rock, hair metal groups, all the craft beer, cigar groups, Star Wars, pro wrestling, blogspot, classic TV and movies, the Lynyrd Skynyrd groups, the Tom Selleck Magnum PI groups, right on. So, all right, like us, share us, subscribe to us. The craft beer for tonight, accompanied by Crown Royal Vanilla. Good stuff here. Our craft beer. It is called, and I've got their glass right here. All right. It is called Dark Side of the Moon. It's a black IPA, and it's by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. All right. Oh, yeah, I want to give shouts out to Michelle and Sarnia Rocks, so right on. Her better half, John Allen Moore. Al is celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday, Al. Yeah, this beer, I'm trying it for the very first time here. Dark, dry taste. It's a good bonfire beer. Yeah, good bonfire beer. Or when you're by your fireplace, it's a good fireplace bonfire beer. I do give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast, so if you're still here, see if your number matches up with mine. Do feel free to do so. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll send this out to. All right. All right. Okay. There we are. All right. There we are. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. Now, Police Academy 3. All right. So I've got it on right now. It is from the Police Academy series of we've got so far our Police Academy 2, Police Academy 3, which we're talking about tonight, and the one that comes after that, Police Academy 4. So, but tonight it is Police Academy 3 back in training. Okay, so all right. Here's the picture of the cast right there. For Police Academy 3. All right. So anyways, this movie was released March 21st, 1986. All right. Police Academy 3 back in training. It had a budget of $12 million. Of course, it made money at the box office, $108 million in profit. So, principal cast, Steve Guttenberg, Sergeant Kerry Mahoney, Bubba Smith, Sergeant Moses Hightower, Michael Winslow, Sergeant Lavelle Jones. He's that special effects voice guy. David Graff, Sergeant Eugene Tackaberry, and George Gaines as Commandant Lassard. Now, basically the plot, like when the governor announces that the state can't afford to keep both police academies open, Commander Lassard and Commandant Mauser are pitted against one another. Lassard asked some of his old cadets, Mahoney, Hightower, Tackaberry, to train the new recruits. Commandant Mauser has already concocted an ingenious evil plan to sabotage his rivals. Spoiler alert, I've got it on right now. I've got this movie on right now. Commandant Mauser's cadets failed to stop a gang of thieves dressed as busboys attempting to kidnap the governor. But Commandant Lassard's cadets and officers, Mahoney, rescue the governor. The governor shuts down Mauser's academy. Lassard's academy stays open. Lassard's speaks to the graduating class, and they salute him. So basically, it was like the if you've seen it, you know the story. Like, I mean, I've got got this movie going on right now. The thing I noticed while watching this movie, Police Academy 3 was filmed in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And you know why I can tell? Because in some scenes, there's a Toronto Sun paper box, a Canada Dry soda machine, a map of downtown Toronto streets like Yonge, Queen, and the Gardiner Expressway. They failed to edit these out, so it was made to look like New York City. So, anyways, I posted several clips and movie trailers from Police Academy 3 on my Blogcast page and my Facebook page. So like it, look for it. Yeah. So it should be obvious to anybody watching this movie that it was filmed in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And plus, I'm just looking at a scene where they use Canadian quarters right now. So, all right. It's not, yeah. So, yeah. I posted like several movie trailer, Police Academy 3 clips and the trailer on my Blogcast page and Facebook page. So look for it. There you go. All right. All right. So, and next, next Blogcast will be Police Academy 4. Mm. 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 Good cigar here. It is a Rocky Patel Royale, and I got it from the Riverfront Cigars in Sarnia just this past weekend. A good little shop over there. If you are a cigar aficionado, I'd suggest going by Riverfront Cigars, checking them out. They've got a good selection there. Mm. Mm. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Craft beer for tonight. Got it going on. Accompanied by Crown Royal Vanilla. You know what? I got this. Big Jims Blogcast live mug here. Right on. So, all right. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna I'll just pour this into this and use the all right. So, anyways, there we go. Mm. Mm. Oh yeah, good stuff. All right. So, anyways, yeah, the craft beer for tonight. It is called Dark Side of the Moon. It's a black IPA by Grey Matter Brewing in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. Mm. 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 Trying it for the first time. I've tried it on this Blogcast. It's a dry tasting beer. There's no unpleasant aftertaste to it. It's a good fall beer. It is. It's like it's a good bonfire beer, good fireplace beer. And I do give it a rating out of 10 later on in the Blogcast. So if you're still here, throw it a number, see if it matches up with mine. Right on. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Mm. Mm. Very good beer so far. All right. So, all right. Boom. Gong time. All right. Mm. Mm. All right. So, okay. So, I'm going to remind everybody tonight that this blogcast isn't spam. The audio version goes out later on Spotify, Anchor FM, all these audio listening platforms you're listening to your podcast to. And I got my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at YouTube. Like us, share, subscribe to us. Again, we're not spam. Want to say hi to everybody watching the Port Elgin Sarnia groups, like Sarnia Rocks. Michelle, you guys rock. Chain Reaction, Glenn and the Boys, great band. All the pop culture, retro, classic, nostalgia groups, all the Van Halen, hard rock, heavy metal groups, David Lee Roth groups, the craft beer cigars, the Star Wars groups, sci-fi, all the pro wrestling groups, all the Blogspot, classic TV and movies, and Lynyrd Skynyrd groups, Thomas Magnum, like Tom Selleck groups, right on. And so, yeah, and so makes everybody worldwide. So, Big Jims Blogcast Live is worldwide. So, hello, fellow global citizens. So, anyways, there we go. So we get to, all right. So now we get to Magnum PI season 7. So, all right. There we go. There's the DVD. All right. So, okay. So we've got a bunch of. All right. So we've got our bunch. Like, here's the principal cast members. Magnum PI season 7. Went from October 1st, 1986 to April 15th, 1987. The principal cast again, Tom Selleck as Thomas Magnum, Roger E. Mosley as T.C. Calvin, Larry Manetti as Rick Wright, and John Hillerman as Jonathan Higgins. Now, Magnum PI Season 7 guest stars. Interesting. Dana Delaney, Alfonso Ribeiro, Marty Dubois, Angela Lansbury, of course. All right. Oh. Okay. Wait a. Whoa. Hold on here. I got to fix something. So. All right. All right, there we are. We're fixing that. Okay, so. All right, yeah. The Magnum PI Season 7 guest stars included like Dana Delaney, Alfonso Ribeiro, Marty Dubois, Angela Lansbury, the late great Angela Lansbury, Jessica Walter, Frank Sinatra, Joe Santos. The key episodes in season 7 were the season premiere, like in this, like. All right, so. All right, let's see here. Whoa. Okay, so very few of them are falling out. Like, all right, put them back in there. All right, so. All right. So, anyways, yeah, our season, like season 7, there it is. Key episodes: L.A. Part 1 and Part 2. Magnum heads to Los Angeles. Season premiere, like of Magnum PI 7th season. L.A. Part 1 and Part 2. Magnum heads to Los Angeles. to deliver lawsuit papers to file a complaint on Robin Masters' behalf, and finds a murdered stand-up comedian in his hotel room. Others, death and taxes. A crazed killer with unnerving information on Magnum's time in Vietnam communicates with his fiendish plans through nursery rhymes. Little Girl Who. Let's see here. Paper War, Novel Communication, Novel Connection. This is the one where Jessica Fletcher from Magnum from Murder, She Wrote is a crossover episode. Solo Flight 40, Laura. Oh yeah, and the season 7 finale, Limbo. Magnum is critically wounded in a dockside warehouse firefight and ends up in a coma. Now, spoiler alert, he accepts he is dead and says his goodbyes. Now, for this one, Magnum, okay, so Magnum PI, alright, so here's alright, I'll point this out to you, my fancy pointer here. We have the 1986-87 primetime TV network schedule. Wednesday, CBS moved Magnum from... Alright, so there we go. CBS moved Magnum from Thursday nights to Wednesday at 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. So what you have here is... This is the 9 o'clock Wednesday night TV schedule here. Now, we've got Magnum. Its competition was Dynasty in the fall and MacGyver in the summer. And NBC had Night Court, Facts of Life, and the Tortellis. That's a Cheers spin-off. So, all right. Whoa. I knew that was going to happen. All right. So, no Windsors there. Just... All right. So yeah, all right. Like I said, CBS had Magnum at the Wednesday night 9 till 10 p.m. time slot. ABC had Dynasty and MacGyver. And NBC had The Facts of Life and the Tortellis. The Tortellis, like I said, was a Cheers spin-off. And, all right. And more importantly, I want to say a few words here about the late Angela Lansbury, who passed away just this past month. She starred in Murder, She Wrote, which was crossed over with Magnum. So there we go. Here's two of them. Here's the two of them together. There's a better picture. I want to salute, I'll give a 3-bell salute to Angela Lansbury. All right, so there we go. And here's to you, Miss Lansbury. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, like season 7, it was Magnum's ratings improved when CBS moved it to Wednesdays. Last season it was getting clobbered by The Cosby Show and Family Ties. Magnum's ratings improved. The show ranked at number 33 with a 16.1 rating. Nielsen ratings, that means 24 million viewers were watching Magnum. Now, it ended season 7 was supposed to be the last season for Magnum PI. Magnum was to be killed off at the end of this season, but fan outrage back then demanded a better ending. Letter writing. Back then, there was no social media. In 1987, there was no social media. If you wanted your favorite show, get behind your favorite show, you had to actually write a letter or a phone call. But CBS gave in and ordered a season 8 for for next fall of Magnum PI, which we'll do in the next blogcast. So yeah, and Magnum ended the season with like rank number 33 with a rating of 16.1. So that isn't bad for Magnum. So all right, and I posted like a few clips from the season 7 on my Facebook page, my blogcast page. So like it, look for it. There is 2 pictures of the cast there. So the principal cast. All right. So. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck. All right. All right. Gong time there. I may have to relight this cigar. So. Mm. 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 All right. All right. Getting ashes all over me here. Yeah. So, anyways, I've got like it is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 4.0, episode 235. Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. Mm. Mm. All right. And our craft beer for tonight, I'm accompanying. Well, wait a minute. I gotta pour more in here. So, anyways. All right. So, accompanying my craft beer is Crown Royal Vanilla. All right. So, anyways. Oh yeah, good times. Our craft beer for tonight is called Dark Side of the Moon, and it is a black IPA. It's by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. Good beer so far. Dark, dry taste, no unpleasant aftertaste. It's a good bonfire beer or a fireplace beer. It's a good fall beer. You want to sit by the fire. This is a good beer for that. And I brought backup too. So, and okay, so I'm gonna. And at the end of the blogcast, I do give it a rating out of 10. I'll just top this up. So, all right, there we go. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, look at the head foaming on that. Got to wait for that to calm down. All right. So, anyways, yeah. All right. We're having a good time. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Well, I'm going to remind everybody throughout the blogcast. This blogcast is not spam. The audio version goes out later on the audio version of this blogcast goes out later on Spotify, Anchor FM, and all these audio listening platforms where you listen to your podcast. Plus, my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at YouTube. Like us, share it, subscribe to us. And yeah, I want to say hi to everybody watching the Port Elgin Sarnia group, especially Michelle and Sarnia Rocks. You guys rock. All the Chain Reaction, great band. Glenn and the boys always put on a great performance. All the pop culture, retro, classic, nostalgia groups. All the hard rock, hair metal, Van Halen groups. Classic rock groups, the craft beer, cigars. Star Wars groups, all the pro wrestling, all the Blogspot, classic TV and movies. Plus Lynyrd Skynyrd, Thomas Magnum or Magnum PI, Tom Selleck groups, right on. So, yeah. All right. So we get to our WCW jobber. All right. Okay. So it's Mr. Randy Hogan. Okay. Oh fuck. Um, as I wanted to say, like with like, oops. Yeah. Okay. Randy Hogan. Here's another. Um, there we are. There's another picture of him, and here's another picture of him in WCW. And yeah, so if you can guess, like, who he's a mashup of, like, it isn't that obvious. So, Randy Hogan. Um, Now, yeah, so now he debuted in 1981, 6 foot, 220 pounds. He was born in Tampa, Florida, November 27th, 1952. And he was trained by Jerry Oates and Ted Oates. Now, his real name is Randy Mule. His early career from like 81 to 87, he debuts in 1981. Hold on here. All right. All right. So, all right. So let's see here. Let's line them all up there. Fuck. Okay. So, anyways, Mr. Randy Hogan. All right. He joins the NWA territories, the Continental Wrestling Association. Wins like secondary titles, the Alabama Junior Heavyweight Championship, the Georgia Junior Heavyweight Championship, the Florida Junior Heavyweight Championship, and the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship title. Now, from 88 to 89, he joins like Jim Crockett Promotions, NWA. The company decided to dub him Randy Hogan, making him a jobber. A jobber is when your primary job is to like make other up and coming superstars look good. By everyone knows what a jobber is. Hey Deb, happy birthday, Deb! I'm glad to see you here. Happy birthday to you. Now the company they decided to name him Randy Hogan, make him a jobber. He wound up. Randy would compete and job to Ivan Koloff. Let's see here. All right. He would job to the Powers of Pain. Rick Steiner. Ricky and Scott Steiner. Who else here? Oh yeah, the Midnight Express. Dustin Rhodes, and his final match for WCW, up against the Road Warriors. Oh my God, fuck, oh shit. Now, in 1989, he joins the WWF. All right. So, like I said, in 1989, he joins the WWF. He shaves off his Hogan-like mustache, Hulk Hogan-like mustache, and renames himself Scott Colton. Now he jobs to like Dino Bravo, Mr. Perfect, The Ultimate Warrior, Bad News Brown, and Ted DiBiase. This guy. 1990, he forms a tag team with Chris Duffy. He jobs out to Demolition. These guys. And who else? Oh, yeah. Bad News Brown, or Power and Glory, Akeem and Earthquake. I know that there's Akeem right there. After a 2-year absence, he returns to WWE, tags with Carl Armott to job out to the Head Shrinkers, right there. And they also job out to the Natural Disasters, uh, Earthquake and Typhoon. Now he jumps back to WCW in 1994, calling himself again Randy Hogan as he regrows his mustache. January 22nd episode of WCW Worldwide had him jobbed out to Big Van Vader. He tag teams with PJ Walker in a job match to the Nasty Boys April 4th on WCW Worldwide. He finally retires from pro wrestling in the late 1990s. Now, alright, so, alright, so anyways, there he is, right there, Randy Hogan. Another one picture of him right there. Alright, so, and I posted several of his, matches and interviews on my Facebook page and my Blogcast page. So, all right. So, yeah, there we are. There he is. All right. And so, okay. Up goes that. 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 And that. All right. So, and that. All right. Okay. So, yeah. Randy Hogan, our jobber for tonight, WCW and WWF. Right on. So, and I posted several of his matches and interviews, like I said, on my Blogcast page and my Facebook page. So, anyways, look for them. All right. Good cigar here. All right. All right. So, anyways, it is a Rocky Patel Royale. All right. Woo. It is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. Thank you for being here. Yeah. My, all right. So, my craft beer of the night, it's accompanied by Crown Royal Vanilla. All right. Oh, yeah. Big Jims Blogcast Live mug there. All right. The craft beer for tonight, it is called Dark Side of the Moon. It's a black IPA. It is by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. Let's see, the head's gone down. Maybe I can top this up. Trying it. It's the first time in this blogcast I've tried it. So, it's a good beer. Very good. It's got no unpleasant aftertaste. It's very dry. And it's a bonfire beer. It could be a bonfire beer in the fall. It's a good fall beer. Or when you're by the fireplace, you know. I do give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So, if your number jibes up with mine, throw it out there. If you want to throw out a number, do so. All right. Anyways, yeah. So, whew. All right. So, okay. All right, thanks for sticking with us. So yeah. Now I want to remind everybody that, as I have all through the blogcast, that this blogcast is not spam. The audio version goes out later on Spotify, Anchor FM, and all these audio listening platforms where you listen to your podcast. Plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at YouTube. On YouTube. Like us, share, subscribe to us. I want to say hi to everybody watching in the Port Elgin Sarnia groups. All the like especially Michelle and Sarnia Rocks. You guys rock. Michelle's old man tonight, Al, has a birthday. I want to wish Al a happy birthday, plus Deb Thompson if she's still watching. Yeah, all the like Chain Reaction, Glenn and the Boys, they did a great band right there. Pop culture, retro, classic, nostalgia groups. All the craft beer cigars, all the hard rock, hair metal, classic rock, Van Halen groups, David Lee Roth groups. All the Star Wars sci-fi groups, the pro wrestling, the Blogspot, the classic TV and movies, and Lynyrd Skynyrd, and Thomas Magnum, Magnum PI groups, and the Tom Selleck groups. Right on. So, yeah. Now we get to our random Star Wars. It might not. He's not from the Star Wars Encyclopedia, but this guy, you will definitely remember him from the opening scene of. His name is Pello Scrambas, and if he looks familiar, he's like he only appears in the first Star Wars film for A New Hope for only about 3 seconds. But he's got an interesting backstory to him. So, now he was a lieutenant in the service in the Royal House of Alderaan. He rose to the rank of sergeant. He served several tours of duty, and he was transferred to Senator Bail Organa's personal guard. Now, 20 years of service, Pello would serve Bail Organa's daughter, Lee Organa, who stood in for her father in the Imperial Senate. So, Pello was aboard Princess Leia's CR-90 Corvette Tantive 5. There's the opening sequence. Like, there we go. He was the prince. The princess received like a message from spies containing the Death Star battle station plans. Vader's Imperial Star Destroyer, the Devastator, pursued and caught the Tantive 5 over the planet Tatooine. Pello volunteered to lead a detachment to repel and fight off the Imperial stormtroopers that would storm the ship. Unfortunately, Pellos was killed when the first wave of Vader's stormtroopers assaulted and barged into the craft. So there's the scene right there. There he is. He only appears for 3 seconds. He's he's killed instantly. So, and yeah, there's another there we go. There's Vader, interrogating a rebel officer, Mr. Antilles. So, I posted the clip on my Facebook page, my Blogcast page. So there you go. There he is. And this is in the opening of Star Wars. There you go. Right there. There. And one last right there. All right. So, but yeah. It's another... It's a blink and you'll miss it moment. So, from Star Wars. So, this guy, killed instantly. Pello Scrambas honored him. So, and look for the clips. I posted several clips of the scene on my Facebook page, my Blogcast page. So, all right. All right. So yeah. Okay. All right. Ah. Oh, excuse me. Went down the wrong way. But, yeah. Good cigar. It is a Rocky Patel Vintage Royale. All right. For those of you who are still here, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. Yeah, I hope you're having a good time. My craft beer tonight, I've got it going on with matching it up with Crown Royal Vanilla. All right, so yeah, good stuff. Our craft beer for tonight, it is called Dark Side of the Moon. It's a black IPA. It is by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. I visited this brewery just this past summer, so trying it for the very first time on this blogcast. It's a dark, very dark. Like, look at that. Thick, dark, thick beer. It's a good fall beer. It's no unpleasant aftertaste to it. Very good. Yeah. Later on in the blogcast, I give it a rating out of 10. So if you decide if you want to throw out a number, please feel free to do so. If it jives up with mine, there you go. But yeah, it's a good fall beer. It's a good bonfire or fireplace beer. Yeah, I'd highly I'd recommend that. So, all right. All right. All right. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So, if I'm going to remind everybody tonight that this blogcast is not spam, the audio version goes out later on Spotify, Anchor FM, all these audio listening platforms where you're listening to your podcast, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live at YouTube. Like us, share up, subscribe to us. Want to give shouts out to everybody watching in the Sarnia, Port Elgin groups, especially Michelle and Sarnia Rocks. You guys rock. All the Chain Reaction, Glenn and the Boys, great awesome band. Caught them a couple of times. All the pop culture, retro, classic, nostalgia groups. All the hair metal, hard rock, classic rock, Van Halen groups. Craft beer, cigars, Star Wars, sci-fi. All the pro wrestling groups. All the Blogspot, classic TV and movies. Lynyrd Skynyrd, Magnum PI, Tom Selleck groups, right on. So, okay. So, yeah. All right. Okay. So, glad we're having a good time. We move on now to our hockey card hero. Calvin deHaan. Here's his card. There we go. All right. Oops. All right. Okay. Here's his hockey card. Right there. The stats on the back there. Here he is as a New York Ranger. All right. There's Mr. Calvin deHaan right there. Now, he was born May 9th, 1991, age 31, in Carp, Ontario, Canada. 6 foot 1 inch, weighed 195 pounds. In his amateur career, he was at the 2007 OHL draft. He was drafted by the Ottawa Generals in the 3rd round, 50th overall. He was named Rookie of the Year in the 2007-08 season after scoring 42 points in 58 games. Rookie season with the finishes second on the team, scoring 63 points. He was selected to play in the 2009 CHL Top Prospects game. All right. So, now his pro career, the NHL Scouting Bureau ranked him 25th heading into the 2009 NHL Draft. He was selected by the New York Islanders Turns pro in the 2011-2012 AHL season, playing 56 games for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. December 15th, he makes his NHL debut with the Islanders against the Dallas Stars. But then he was headed back to the AHL, being named to the 2012 AHL All-Star team. 2013-2014 AHL season, plays 17 games for the Sound Tigers, and plays 51 games for the Islanders. Scores his first NHL career goal against the Toronto Maple Leafs. July 15, 2014, the Islanders signed with a 3-year, $6 million contract. August 7th, 2017, the Islanders re-signed him to a 1-year, $3.3 million contract. He suffers an injury, misses 48 games from the injury, and he has to recover from that. So July 3rd, 2018, he signs a 4-year, $18 million contract with the Carolina Hurricanes. Plays 74 regular season games, adding 1 goal and 13 assists. So, all right. So there's his hockey card right there. June 24th, 2019, he was traded to Chicago Blackhawks, playing 29 games before having shoulder surgery, which ended his season. October 2nd, 2022, he returns to Carolina for the Hurricanes team on a tryout basis and signed a 1-year contract worth $1 million. So, there you go. There's his, yeah. There, our hockey card hero tonight, Calvin deHaan. All right. And I posted several of his clips, highlights on my Facebook page and my Blogcast page. So, there you go. All right. Okay. All right. So, thank you for sticking with us. This is Big Jims Blogcast Live. All right. So, yeah, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. Thanks for sticking with us. So, 42 years ago today, I'll tell you what happened. No, 42 years ago, just this past October 20th, that was on a... all right, but first, I've got like I've got craft beer for tonight, pairing it off with Crown Royal Vanilla. All right, good stuff. Ooh. Our craft beer for tonight, it is called Dark Side of the Moon. It's a black IPA, and I'm going to top this off. All right, so, and yeah, it is by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. Trying it for the first time on this blogcast. Good beer. There's no unpleasant aftertaste to it. It's dry aftertaste. It's a good bonfire beer, or a good fireside beer. Good fall beer. You can yeah. Later on in the blogcast, I give it a rating out of 10. So if you're still here, you want to throw out a number, please do so. But my assessments of this beer: good beer. No unpleasant aftertaste. Very dry. Oh yeah, good fireside beer. Good fall beer for that, when you're out, and, when the summer's over. I visited Grey Matter Brewing Company. All right, so yeah, Grey Matter Brewing in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada, just this past summer. Like I said, if you're still here, you want to throw out a number, see if it agrees with mine, so do so. Now I'll tell you something. I'll tell you what happened 42 years ago in 1977. So, anywho, if you recognize this band, All right, Lynyrd Skynyrd. All right, so here we go. All right, so this band, it's Rockstar Plane Crashes. All right, so anyways, so yeah, October 20th, 1977. In this plane, it is okay. So, all right. So, anyways, October 20th, 1977, in a Convan CV-240 passenger craft. Occupants 26, like 26 people were on this plane. The band, passengers, 24 passengers, crew, two crew. Only 20 survivors, 6 fatalities. The plane ran out of fuel. It left Greenville, South Carolina for Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It crashed near Gillsburg, Mississippi. The pilot realized that the plane was running low out of fuel and wouldn't make it to their destination. They turned on the emergency landing in an open field, but the plane streamed about 100 yards above a tree line, crashing into a tree and splitting into pieces. Holy shit. Killed in the crash, lead singer Ronnie Van Zant, guitarist Steve Gaines, vocalist Cassie Gaines, assistant road manager Dean Kilpatrick, pilots William Gray and Walter McCreary. Now, the survivors were drummer Artemis Pyle, keyboardist Billy Powell, Gary Washington, Ed King, Gene Odom, who was the bodyguard. It wasn't pretty. Now, believe it or not, the plane was supposed to go to Aerosmith. But they would Aerosmith. All right. Aerosmith would use the very same plane for the 1977 tour, but management rejected it because they felt the plane and crew were not up to standards. This flight was intended to be the last flight that Lynyrd Skynyrd would make, and they would be upgraded to a Lear jet. So that didn't happen. So, anyways, autopsy reports on both pilots found no traces of drugs or alcohol. The aftermath, yeah, and there's there is a picture of the wreckage right there. So yeah, and can you believe that this plane was supposed to go to Aerosmith. Instead, fatally, unfortunately, it went to Lynyrd Skynyrd. So, what had happened was, the plane, it was uh-oh, you know what? Lynyrd Skynyrd were on the plane, and they just uh-oh, hit some trees, boom, crash, there we go, boom, game over for Lynyrd Skynyrd. But Lynyrd Skynyrd still continues to this day. So, yeah, they were seen passing around a bottle of Jack Daniels, the pilots, but not a good sign. So, anyways, that's our Rockstar plane crashes. I posted more info on the Lynyrd Skynyrd plane crash on my Blogcast page and my Facebook page. So, look for it, like it. There you go. There was the plane, and there was the aftermath, the wreckage of it. All right, so. All right, so. Yeah, it was supposed to go to Aerosmith. So. And I posted more info on it, on my Facebook page and my Blogcast page. Good cigar here. It's a Rocky Patel Royale. For those of you watching the cigar groups there. All right. Boom. All right. So, okay. So, anyways, yeah. Three bell gong salute there for Lynyrd Skynyrd, the fallen heroes of Lynyrd Skynyrd. All right. So, yeah. Before we get to my most favorite time in the blogcast, let me tell you, it is Big Jims Blogcast Live version 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. All right. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So, yeah. Now, before we get to that, my most favorite time in the blogcast, I want to say I've got my craft beer for tonight, accompanied by Crown Royal Vanilla. Good stuff. Yeah. All right. It is called Dark Side of the Moon. It's a black IPA. It's by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. So, I gotta say, so far, damn good beer. It's got a dry aftertaste to it. It's very dry. There's no unpleasant aftertaste to it. Yeah, it's a good fall beer for those bonfires. When you're by the bonfire, or when you're in your home by the fireside. Hey Sean, how you doing, buddy? Sean, I see you've just joined us. Sean, the craft beer for tonight. It is Grey Matter, Dark Side of the Moon, black IPA. And if any of you are still here, as I've seen a couple of people throw out some numbers so far. I've seen a couple of people throw out some numbers. If you're still here, if you see if the number jives up with mine, then feel free to do so. All right, boom. Now, we get to my most favorite time in the blogcast. It is called This Week in Van Halen History. All right, boom. All right, there you see the two versions of Van Halen there. Here we go. And before we start out, I wanted to give happy belated birthdays to both David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, David Lee Roth had his birthday last October 10th. That was on a Monday. And Sammy Hagar, his 75th birthday on October 13th. That was just last Thursday. So here we go. October 17th, 1980, Van Halen played the Pershing Auditorium in Lincoln, Nebraska. October 17th, 1981, Van Halen played the Kemper Arena in Kansas City, Missouri. October 18th, 1978, Van Halen opens for Black Sabbath at Sport Hall in Hellbrunn, Germany. October 18th, 1988, Van Halen plays the Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. October 18th, 2014, Sammy Hagar has a belated birthday bash at the downtown Las Vegas Event Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. October 19th, 1979, Sammy Hagar plays the Coliseum in Oakland, California. October 20th, 1988, Van Halen plays the Coliseum in Richmond, Virginia. October 20th, 2006, Sammy Hagar plays the Gibson Amphitheater in Los Angeles, California. October 21st, 1980, Van Halen plays the Hubern Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. October 21st, 2016, Michael Anthony is interviewed on Sirius Network's show Eddie Trunk Nation. October 22nd, 1996, Van Halen releases the Best of Volume 1 CD. All right, so, all right. October 22nd, 1993, Eddie Van Halen and Wolfgang Van Halen appear on the Arsenio Hall show. Valerie Bertinelli is promoting her Cafe American show. October 23rd, 1997, David Lee Roth releases his book, Crazy from the Heat. October 23rd, 1995, David Lee Roth's blues busting Mambo Slammers plays Bally's in Las Vegas, Nevada. And happy belated birthdays to David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar. Right on. Boom. And that is all for this week in Van Halen history. All right. So, okay. So anyways, actually I might keep this for later. And this. So, all right, people. So, all right. So anyways, yeah. All right. So we gotta, before we get to our double classic album Face Off, I want to remind everybody that this blogcast is not spam. The audio version goes out later on Spotify, Anchor FM, all these audio listening platforms you listen to your podcasts, plus my own YouTube channel, Big Jims Blogcast Live, YouTube. We are not spam. Like us, share us, subscribe to us. All right, so. All right. So, yeah. I want to say hi to everybody watching in these Port Elgin Sarnia groups. Sarnia rocks. Michelle and Sarnia rocks. You guys rock. Anyways, yeah. All the Chain Reaction, Glenn and the Boys, great band there. All the retro classic nostalgia pop culture groups. All the classic rock, hair metal, Van Halen groups. Craft beer, cigars, Star Wars, sci-fi, pro wrestling, blogspot, TV and movies, and the Lynyrd Skynyrd, Magnum PI, Tom Selleck groups. Right on. So, yeah. My cigar for tonight, it's like a Rocky Patel Royale. All right. So, my craft beer for tonight, and it's accompanied by Crown Royal Vanilla. Yeah, good stuff. I've even got my own mug here. Yeah. The craft beer for tonight, it is Dark Side of the Moon Black IPA by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, and I will top it up. Oh yeah, all right, there we go. Trying it for the very first time on this blogcast. I gotta say, it's a good beer. It's a dry tasting. There's no unpleasant aftertaste to it. It's a good fall beer. I pegged it as a fall beer because it's a good fireside bonfire beer. It could be a spring and summer beer, but hey, good for you. If you choose to make it a spring and summer beer, that's great. It's good for the fall, you know. Like I said, no unpleasant aftertaste to it. Very dry. Yeah, oh yeah. Good body, good texture. Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. Visited them this past summer, and they're really good. Really good brewery. So I do, like I said, I give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So if you're still here, throw it a number like I've seen several people do. Yeah. And so, yeah, all right. So, anyways, boom. All right. There. Mm. 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 Thought I would have to all right. Thought I would have to relight this cigar, but I don't have to. Ah, all right. So, anyways, all right. Yeah. All right. So now, okay, we get to our double classic album face off. It is all right. So it is 5150 Van Halen versus David Lee Roth. Eat 'em and smile. All right. So we start off with Van Halen's 5150. All right. So we go from, all right. There we go. All right. There we go. We go with the newly christened Van Halen, Van Hagar. All right. The history behind it. David Lee Roth had just left Van Halen. This was released March 24th, 1986. Recorded at Eddie Van Halen's home studio, 5150 Studios in California. 7th studio album by Van Halen, the first of 4 with new lead singer Sammy Hagar. David Lee Roth left Van Halen in August of 1985. The band was considered using many temporary singers on the album, but producers of this album were Mick Jones, Don Landy. Longtime Van Halen producer Ted Templeman was with David Lee Roth on his first solo album. Side albums all right. Good Enough, Why Can't This Be Love, Get Up, Dream, Summer Nights, Best of Both Worlds, Love Walks In, 5150 on the inside. All right. The band, Eddie Van Halen on guitar, of course. Alex Van Halen on drums, Michael Anthony on bass, Sammy Hagar was the singer. The cover art, Jerry McManus, Aaron Rappaport. So, story behind this, Eddie Van Halen was referred to Sammy Hagar by a mutual friend and exotic car dealer Claudio Zampoli. Van Halen fans know this off the bat. Yeah. Ed asked Zampoli whose car he was working on. He said Sammy Hagar's, and Claudio said, you should call Sammy Hagar, get him into the band. Ed called him right from the shop. 5150 was Van Halen's first #1 album on the U.S. Billboard chart, selling over 6 million albums. The 51 tour set list, You Really Got Me, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's classic. All right. So, you know what? Different sound on this, keyboards and synthesizers. Yeah, good continuation, good album. On the other hand, we've got David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile, his first solo album. Now, Dave went out and now Dave, he went out and he got, this was released. All right, so let me put this one over here. The band. All right, let's get that into focus. Looks like an explosion in a Maybelline factory, doesn't it? So, anyways, there we go. The band. Now, this was released July 7th, 1986. Recorded at the Power Station in New York City, Fantasy Studios in California. This is the first full-length debut solo album by David Lee Roth. And it was produced by longtime Van Halen producer Ted Templeman. Roth left Van Halen in August 1985. The band, Steve Vai he went out and got the best players. Steve Vai on guitar, Billy Sheehan on bass, Greg Bissonette on drums. The touring keyboardist was Brett Tuggle. You've got side 1, Shy Boy, Yankee Rose, I'm Easy, Ladies Night in Buffalo, Going Crazy. Side 2, Tobacco Road, Elephant Gun, Big Trouble, Bump and Grind, That's Life. David Lee Roth, he had a planned. He had written a movie about a rock star who needs a vacation called Crazy from the Heat that was pulled by CBS. The album cover and concept were by David Lee Roth and Peter Angelis. Pete Angelis was the former VH lighting director. Now he's a former manager of the Black Crowes. Fuck, holy shit. It reached number 16 on the Billboard album chart. So, anyways, boom. David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile versus 5150 from Van Halen. Van Halen fans, if you're watching, you know what? It's an age old age old argument. Like, who's better? Which version was this one or this one? I mean, Hagar versus Roth, Roth versus Hagar. But here's the David Lee Roth band. There you go. All right. So, okay. All right. So, anyways, yeah. That, like I said, I posted several clips from both Eat 'Em and Smile and 5150, both interview clips on the blog, my blogcast page and Facebook page. So, yeah, like it, share it, look for it, But yeah, there's the old version of Van Halen. David Lee Roth would eventually return to the group for a different kind of truth. There or there. So they all look happy in that, whatever. So, all right. So it's our double classic album face-off. Like, who do you like better? David Lee Roth's Eat 'Em and Smile or Van Halen's 5150? So, all right. All right, so we've got a few notifications. All right, so anyways, yeah. All right, so boom. Yeah, all right. So this is Big Jims Blogcast Live, version 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. Thank you for sticking around with us. I'm going to give you guys an inspirational, motivational quote. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it, and that's by Unknown. Again, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it. Unknown. There. So take that with you. That's good advice. All right. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to rate the beer soon. All right. Okay. So, all right, let me change over here. All right, so anyways, yeah. All right, so, oh yeah, what do we got here? Just reading a few notifications. All right, so anyways, yeah, give me a few minutes here. All right. So, anyways, my craft beer for tonight, accompanied by Crown Royal Vanilla. Good stuff. All right. Oh yeah. All right. Big Jims Blogcast Live there. Coffee mug. But I've got my Crown Royal Vanilla in it. Now, okay, so, whoa, all right, just topping that up. This is called the Dark Side of the Moon. It's a black IPA by the Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. Now, I, okay, well, here. So anyways, final thoughts on this. And when I do like a review, a craft beer review, I don't like get fancy. I don't like go, well, this craft beer is very exquisitely tasting, So, no, I don't do that. I go with my gut. My gut tells me that it's a good fall beer. There's no unpleasant aftertaste to it. It's a good dry. It's dry. Good bonfire beer. Good fireplace beer when you're by the fire. Good fall beer. Yeah. And Grey Matter Brewing Company. They are in Kincardine, Ontario, Canada. So, anyways, let me what do I give it? What do I give it? What do I give it? So, if you want to throw out some numbers, because I'm about to do so myself. All right. So, I thought long and hard on this. Here we go. So, there we go. 8 out of 10. All right. So 8 out of 10. There you go. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. There we go. So I see some people were close. Good job, guys. The Grey Matter Brewing Company in Kincardine, Ontario. Great job, guys. Great beer. Yeah, great beer. 8 out of 10. When I'm down your way again, I'll probably have to grab more of these. So, yeah, Dark Side of the Moon Black IPA. Great beer. It is a good spring, summer, and fall. It's a good spring. It's a good fall beer. But if you prefer it to be spring, summer, hey, that's your prerogative. No unpleasant aftertaste to it. Very dry. 8 out of 10. So there we go. All right. So okay. So yeah. All right. So yeah. All right. So all right. Anywho, yeah, 8 out of 10. So great job, guys, on your on that beer. All right. So, anyways, this is Big Jims Blogcast Live version 4.0, episode 235. It is Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. Thank you for watching. Excuse me. So, cigar. If you're curious to know, anybody watching the cigar groups, it is a Rocky Patel Royale. And is by the Riverfront Cigars in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide, want to give shouts out to my friends over in the States, over in Europe, over in Japan. As I've been told, this blogcast reaches like Japan, Europe, the States. So yeah, all right. Glad to see so many people out there. Oh yeah, Kevin. Hey Kevin, how are you, bud? Thank you for joining us. All right, Kev. All right, maybe worth a try. Right on. So, yeah. So now I've been getting requests for T-shirts like mine. They are $35 a pop, shipping and handling included. You can have any design you want. You can have like my design, like the baseball jersey, or a plain white T-shirt with like a logo on the front. Here we go. There we go. Or you can have the standard. All right, so here's the baseball here is like the big Jims Blogcast live on the front, the back. They are $35 a pop. That's shipping and handling included. Get in touch with me either on the Blogcast page or my regular Facebook page, and I will do my best to get that out to you. It takes 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. E-transfer, money order, you know what? It's all good. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So, again, great weekend with great people. All right. So, all right. So, anyways, all right. Boom. All right. So, all right. So anyways, people, yeah, that's it for me. All right, people, Gray Matter Brewing Company, Dark Side of the Moon. All right, there we go, 8 out of 10. Accompanied by Crown Royal Vanilla. All right. So, birthdays. Happy birthday shout-outs. Adam Page, Janine Mather, Timothy Brazil, Melody Hill, Carolyn King Jackson, Jessica Teresa, Brett Kingswell, Matt Mulholland, John Allen Moore, Crystal Weaver, Lucas Burton, Suzanne Neely, Christian Brown, Deb Thompson, Rod Weed, Pete St. Pierre. We did countdowns, local events. We did Police Academy 3 back in training. Our Season 7 of Magnum PI. Our WCW WWE jobber Randy Hogan. Our Star Wars character, Pello Scrambas. Our hockey car hero, Calvin DeHaan. Our rockstar plane Crashes-Lynyrd Skynyrd, This Week in Van Halen History. Double classic album Face Off, Van Halen's 5150 versus David Lee Roth's Even Smile. Our motivational inspirational quote, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it, by Unknown. All right. Anything else I've forgotten? We've rated the beer. We've gotten the t-shirts. Our cigar. Our gong time. Woo. All right. The cigar. Riverfront Cigars in Sarnia. Rocky Patel. Royale. All right, people. You will see me next weekend. Next weekend will be the last blogcast for this year. We're going to take a bit of a break. We'll come back the last week of December 2022. More on that next week's blogcast. So cheers, everybody. All right. Cheers. Yeah. So be good. And I will see you next Sunday. So. All right. All right, people. And that's it for me. Cheers. All right. 8 out of 10 on the beer. By Gray Matter Brewing Company in Kingsgarden, Ontario, Canada. All right. So, cheers, everybody. And I will see you next weekend.